Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Speak English with Confidence, your go-to radio show for mastering English speaking skills. I'm Anna, your host.
And I'm David. We're here to help you improve your English speaking skills, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learner.
That's right. Many people understand English well, but struggle with speaking. Today, we'll discuss effective methods to improve your speaking ability and sound more like a native speaker.
So, let's start with beginners. If someone has just started learning English, what should they do first?
The first step is listening a lot. You need to expose yourself to English as much as possible before you can speak it fluently.
That makes sense. Just like babies learn their first language by listening before speaking.
Exactly, but the question is, what should beginners listen to?
Good question. Beginners should start with 1. Slow-speed audiobooks. Some apps allow you to slow down the speed for better understanding. 2. Children's cartoons. They use simple language and clear pronunciation.
Oh, cartoons are great. Shows like Peppa Pig or Dora the Explorer are perfect for beginners.
Yes. And of course, listening alone isn't enough. After listening, you need to start speaking.
Right, but many beginners feel shy. They're afraid of making mistakes.
That's totally normal. But here's the truth. You have to make mistakes to improve.
I agree. So, to overcome the fear, try talking to yourself. Describe what you're doing. I am brushing my teeth. Now, I am cooking breakfast.
That's a great tip. And another idea is reading out loud. If you're reading a book or article, say the words out loud. It helps improve pronunciation and confidence.
Yes, and if possible, find a speaking partner. Even if your friends don't speak English well, just practicing together will help a lot.
That's true. Now, let's move to intermediate learners. These are people who already know some English, but want to speak more fluently.
For intermediate learners, the biggest challenge is thinking in English instead of translating.
Yes. If you always translate from your native language, your speech will be slow.
So, how can learners train themselves to think in English?
Here are some methods. 1. Keep a daily journal in English. Write about your day and read it out loud. 2. Use English to English dictionaries. Avoid translating words into your native language. 3. Play a describe the picture game. Look at a photo and describe it in English.
That's a fun exercise, and don't forget the shadowing technique.
Ah, yes. Shadowing is when you listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately, trying to match the speaker's pronunciation and speed.
Right, you can do this with news videos, TED Talks, or even movie dialogues.
Speaking of movies, watching films in English is great practice. Just make sure to start with subtitles in English, not your native language. Repeat short sentences from the movie. Copy the tone and emotion of the characters.
Great advice, and if you want real conversation practice, join online speaking clubs.
Yes. Apps like Tandem, HelloTalk, or Speaky connect you with native speakers.
And don't forget language exchange programs. You help someone learn your language, and they help you with English.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about advanced learners. If someone already speaks fluently, but wants to sound more like a native speaker, what should they do?
The key for advanced learners is improving pronunciation, intonation, and natural expressions.
Yes. A big part of this is connected speech, the way native speakers blend words together.
Right, instead of saying, "What do you want?" Slowly, native speakers say, "What do you want?"
And instead of "I don't know," they say "dunno."
So, if you want to sound more natural, focus on how native speakers connect words. Another tip is practicing pronunciation with tongue twisters. Oh yes, like she sells seashells by the seashore, or red lorry, yellow lorry.
And for vocabulary, advanced learners should learn idioms and phrasal verbs.
Definitely, instead of saying, I'm very tired, a native speaker might say, I'm worn out.
Or instead of let's start, they say let's kick off.
So, listen to native conversations and write down the idioms you hear.
And finally, confidence is key. Many advanced learners are afraid to speak because they want to sound perfect.
But no one speaks perfectly all the time. Even native speakers make mistakes.
Exactly. The more you practice, the more natural your speech will become.
So, let's summarize today's tips. For beginners, listen a lot, speak daily, and describe actions out loud. For intermediate learners, think in English, shadow native speakers, and join speaking clubs. For advanced learners, improve pronunciation, learn idioms, and practice connected speech.
That's a great summary. And remember, the most important thing is to enjoy the process. Learning English should be fun.
Yes, challenge yourself, but don't stress too much. Every day, you're improving.
That's all for today's episode. Keep practicing, and you'll become a fluent English speaker soon.
See you next time on Speak English with Confidence. Bye for now.